All right! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be studio.
Yes, he is.
Crystal Durant here in the world famous As It Should Be studio.
Yes, she is.
Yes, I am.
Tommy James Voight.
And the Shondells.
Yeah, yes, he
Playing
is.
the part of the Shondells, we have Chris Durant, Paul Bertolino.
Yeah.
And they're in the world famous As It Should Be studios.
I can't believe we fit the entire Shondells in here.
That's a lot.
The entire Shondells.
The entire.
The whole lot of the Shondells. All right. Well, anyway, let's get to the
best part.
Yeah.
best part.
Video.
It's the part. It's the best part.
Well, the quicker we start talking about 2021,
The faster it'll be over.
we stop talking about 2021.
Oh, I didn't know you were in such a hurry. Well, we're going to be talking about our favorite albums of 2021, and Tommy is chomping at the bit to talk about his, and he is first.
He's
No,
first.
he's not, but he is first. Okay, so I've actually got some shit on my list.
He's got some
He's
shit.
got
Some shit is on my list. I got some shit you can never resist.
He's got
Because
some
some shit is on my list.
They're not the best things in life. Whoa,
Of course, the shit on your list.
The shit is on my list. Because the shit you can't resist.
Because
the shit is on my list.
They're the worst things in life. All right.
Oh,
So
fine.
much fun.
Well,
we have fun like that all
I've
the
put it off as long as I can. Coming in at number 7 on my top 10 list, because I only have 7.
Okay.
Well,
All right. That's
I have-
that's wait. We have to discuss this.
Meow.
This is a lot of records for you.
Meow.
This is a lot of records for you.
I know. What's happening, Paul? Paul, what's happening, man?
Is the music
I don't know,
getting better?
rerun.
No. Well, this year it did.
Rerun.
This year it did. So, my number 7. Yeah, you know what? I was about to do the 07. I bet we'll never get done. We'll never get done. We have The Darkness. The Darkness is back with Motorheart.
Ooh.
This is it's an okay album, but at least it's not as bad as Pinewood Smile, and that is... I'll
Bad.
take it. Damn it. I'll take it.
All right.
Who saw Sloan coming?
Slip. Is this Tommy Core?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
Tommy
don't know if you
Core.
ever watched any of these videos.
Yeah, that is Tommy.
I don't know if
Core.
you've ever actually watched any of these
Darkness
videos.
is peak Tommy Core.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. My number 6. This is a band that is local to New York City. Mm-hmm. And that would be Tower with Shock to the System. The guitar player in Tower is James Danzo, who's done some F-Bomb shows with us. He was in the Priest F-Bomb. Yes. And he has a classic sounding heavy metal band, female fronted, and they actually kick fucking ass. This album is really good.
Oh, yeah?
Like, really good.
I ain't
what,
the least bit hit.
What F-Bomb show did he do?
He did the Priest F-Bomb.
Oh, a recent one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been
Yeah.
in one of those in...
Nice dude, kick-ass guitar player, and his band actually kicks ass. They have, like, really good material, like, genuinely good songs. And when I say that, you have to understand, for this to make the list, it means this is not a local band that I just think is okay. Like, they sound like a national band that people should listen to. I do not give a band a pass because they're friends and they have a local band. If they sound like they make local band music, I probably think they suck.
Wah, wah.
Tower kicks ass, and they do
Well,
not
they can
sound
make
like
local
a local
band music that's good.
Yeah.
Well, technically they're a local band, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
there's local bands, like, you know, your friend has a band and they have songs.
They're at the Red
yeah,
Lion.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just throwing them a bone because I know them.
Yeah, this
We've had
is-
drinks together, so therefore.
This is not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Tower actually
This is
kicks
not
ass.
Friends rock.
Like, no, throw this record on. If you like old school metal, throw on this Tower record. My number 5. Woo! I'm gonna get some shade, but it's so hot right now, I don't mind. And that is Greta Van Fleet with their second album, The Battle at Garden's Gate. You know
Nah,
what?
no shade. It's not worth my words.
I don't. Oh.
I was waiting for that.
Okay. Next one, my number 4. This came out of absolutely nowhere. I was vaguely aware of this band because of hipsters and whatever, but one of these songs popped up on a playlist randomly. I was like, wait, what? And I checked out the rest of the record, and the rest of the record kicked ass. I don't like any of their other albums, but this one from 2021, and that is Sleigh Bells with Texas.
I've heard of them, but I haven't actually listened to
they are
them.
a
But I do
duo.
know, I've seen pictures of them, and they are hipster as hell.
They are hipster beyond belief.
Yeah.
The guy behind it is like the mastermind behind it. He was the guitarist in some emo metal band that I hate. But he left them to do this, which was totally different from anything that he had done before. And he hooked up with this female singer, and it's just their first few albums that put them on the map. I listened to that stuff and I'm like, this just sounds like noise. It's just chaotic noise. Somehow the planets all aligned on Texas, and this record is just the perfect, like, what they were trying to do. I feel like they did it.
They actually managed it.
They made it work, and it's fucking awesome.
Sleigh Bells.
Sleigh Bells. It's really cool. Really awesome record.
Yeah, that name definitely rings a bell.
Yes. This next one, probably none of you have heard of. Her name is Marina, and the album is Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. She's a singer-songwriter, has had a string of records over the last 10 years, and this one, like, kind of marries her pop sensibilities with, like, these dance beats and everything, but, like, it's like a super feminist message behind it, and it's really good shit, too. Kind of like a total surprise. This landed on my radar when we were still in 2021, still dealing with COVID, and not really getting out much, and just listening to as much new music as we could find, and heard this, and I was like, what? Yeah. My number 2, Now and Then, Paul Stanley's Soul Station.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible album title.
This record is infinitely better than it has any business being. It is genuinely good. Like, it is really good.
It's great. All over it.
Yeah, could not believe how good this album is. I've listened to it repeatedly. Love it. Fucking love it. And you could tell this was a project of pure love and passion from him. He genuinely reveres this music.
Well, one thing is DJ Crystal Clear, and that is that Paul Stanley knows, as well as you and me and you know, that is not for Kiss fans.
Yeah.
No.
He did that because he wanted to do that, and he knows that every Kiss fan is going to go, what, this sucks, but he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He knows Kiss fans aren't going to give a shit. He knows it's not going to make any goddamn money at all.
Yeah. The same people who hate the Peter Criss solo album hate this album.
But he did this out of pure love, and it shows. He deeply loves and respects this music.
Yeah.
And there's even some of it are original songs that he wrote that sound every bit as good as the shit he's covering.
Yeah. It all started with the Ides of March cover that he did.
Oh.
So it was one of those
video.
stupid reality shows with
It was
music.
one of those rock.
It was one of those TV shows with the.
No, it wasn't a TV show. It was one of those events where they rock fantasy camp.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
It was a rock fantasy camp event that Paul Stanley was at, and they did. You know how like one of the stars will go up and they play with all the stars, but it'll be all the guys who came up there and they're playing in the band, and they'll have like a major vocalist singing, and it'll be almost like an F-bomb where different people come up.
Yeah.
And all these schlumps up there with their guitars, they played vehicle, and Paul Stanley was the singer, and man, did he kill it. And it was the last good thing he did before his voice went south.
For a long time, yeah. But some of those schlumps were in one of those reality TV shows. That's where they came from.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. It was on CBS. I can't remember the name of it. Like, Sing with the Band or something with the band or whatever. But that was the beginning of that whole
that's
jag.
probably right.
Yeah.
Okay. Love the album. Well, my number 1 for 2021, Silk Sonic with An Evening with Silk Sonic. Goddamn right, that's my number 1.
How does the emoji go? You know, there's the hands.
Oh,
the hands
yeah.
Oh.
Yes, with the little,
Or I could just go old fashioned.
Yep.
Muppet, yeah.
Cosine.
Yes.
So that's me for 2021. Bet you didn't see all those coming, did you?
Yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, I did. Well, we already knew you were going to have Silk Sonic and Paul Stanley, and I had no idea the Darkness were going to be there because they've never talked about them before. But you know,
that was new to me.
but no, actually, but I'm joking. But you know, some of those are things I didn't even know about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is some really, really good shit that came out this year. Actually, like genuinely, really good stuff. I was surprised.
Yeah, it's obviously a turning point. I mean, Tommy has 7 on his list.
In 2021?
In the 20s?
What's happening? Dogs and cats living together? Mass hysteria?
Yeah, I love that. Oh my God.
All right. Well, get ready. We're going to take a break. All right, we're back, and it's Crystal's turn to discuss albums.
It's my turn. 2021. Here are my questions. These people put records out in 2021. Michael Schenker Group. What?
Really?
Edie Brickell and New Bohemians? Whitesnake? The Alarm? King Gizzard. What the fuck? With King Gizzard.
Well, they put out a new album every week, though.
It seems like it. Neil Young and Crazy Horse? Rob Zombie? Ringo Starr? Procol Harum? Van Morrison? Styx? David Crosby? Blues Traveler? Dee Snider? Yngwie Malmsteen? Los Lobos? My runners-up list are the Black Keys. I know a lot of people hate them.
Anything by the Black Keys.
Mustache wax included.
Oh, God. And initially, I did not like them either, but they kind of grew on me some, I don't know, for some reason.
Well, I had
like
the opposite
a bad fungus
experience. The first time I heard them, I just ran into them, I think they were on a Mojo Magazine comp CD, and I hadn't heard anything about them, and I just heard a track, and I was like, oh, damn, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I bought a record, and we're talking 20 years ago.
Right.
Like nobody knew about them yet. Nobody knew about them when I knew, but no, I heard it, and so their reputation didn't precede them, is basically what I'm trying to say.
Your mustache just waxed itself.
Yeah, my mustache, yeah. No, I'm just meaning that they didn't have this reputation that I already knew about, and I liked it. And then how they grew on you, they grew off of me over time. Yeah. They grew off of me.
Yeah, I understand what they were doing and how a lot of people are they're posers and this and that, but I don't know. It's just something about them, like the way I like Jack White. I don't know.
I know. Fucking Black Keys are just Ford commercial blues.
See? That's what I'm talking about. And that's fine. I just kind of like it. I'm not saying they're the greatest. I'm not saying they're the best. But for those... whatever. All right, here's my list. It's fucking A, man.
Is it a list or is it a list?
It's my list.
Okay.
Because they were my runners-up. Here's my list.
Oh, shit.
I got 8. Yeah, I got 8. All right, so coming in at number 8, I have Silk Sonic.
Surprised it's only number 8.
I got other stuff.
This is a strong year.
Damn.
I'm surprised myself. So I got Silk Sonic at number 8. Coming in at number 7, I got Paul Stanley's Soul Station.
Her whole list is going to be the inverse of yours.
Yeah, basically.
Coming at number 6, I have Welcome to the Number 2 America by Prince. It was recorded in 2010. Obviously, this is a posthumous album. The vibe's very funky, sexy, Curtis Mayfield-y. Would you agree with that?
I've heard it.
Yeah. And the songwriting was basically him predicting the future, meaning where we are now with AI and technological shit and how it's going to ruin shit. He was kind of a soothsayer with this record. With these songs?
Well, he saw that stuff coming from 10,000 miles away before that even.
Yeah, talked about racism, disinformation, exploitation, celebrity, faith and capitalism, that kind of stuff. It's not a bummer by any means, but it's just a glaring look at reality. And I like it, yeah. Coming at number 5, I have Jam and Lewis Volume 1.
I I ain't hip.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis from the time, you know.
Oh, yeah,
But also
I
Janet
just
Jackson's
on those
producers.
Oh, this record? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had really high hopes for this record. The two of them are, you know, fucking A. They're Jam and Lewis. They're, at the time, produced everybody. Sounds of Blackness. Janet Jackson made her a star. Yada, yada, yada. The list goes on and on. And they hadn't done anything for a very long time. And this was after the whole fight with Warner Brothers over the time, and they changed their name to the Funky 8 or whatever the fuck it was. Remember when they changed their name for a hot minute? Because they couldn't use the time and all this
when
other...
it's like it was Prince's estate was being shitty about it, right?
It was the estate and Warner Brothers at the same time, but who was running his estate at the time? Bunch of knuckleheads. Anyhow, so they come back with this thing. And the vibe is that they're the impresarios, they're the Quincy Jones. So they have all these people on this record. It's very hodgepodge lodge. That has too many things going on, which makes it a bummer. So they had Sounds of Blackness, Boyz II Men, Mariah Carey, Babyface, Heather Headley, Charlie Wilson, Mary J. Blige, Toni Braxton, and Morris Day, and Jerome, and The Roots. So you think, how do you go wrong with all of that talent? It's easy to go wrong with that because it's too much. It's too much. They should have cut that list of people in half, have The Roots as the backing band alone, and, you know, it's like, who remembers Heather Headley? Nobody remembers her. You guys know what I'm talking about? So she was a huge winner on, Britain's Got Voice or whatever the fuck, one of those reality shows. Britain's Got Talent. Beautiful black woman, biracial, light skin, gorgeous hair, incredible voice. She had a huge hit. If you don't know it, you don't know it. But anyway, it was too much shit, and it was. The bottom line is that it was contemporary adult R&B. So it was kind of middling. There wasn't anything, you know. It was just like, you know, if there was a black Starbucks, that's where the CD would be sold. That's the vibe, yeah. Coming in at number 4, I have Dreamers Are Waiting by Crowded House. I love Crowded House. I've loved them from the jump. They're fantastic. They hadn't put out a record since 2010, and Mitchell Froom came back, who was their original producer. And so he's back as producer and playing keyboards, and just joined the band as the keyboard player for when they went out on tour.
Was he never actually a proper member of the band?
No. This is the first time he was a proper member. And it's Crowded House. It's, you know, sort of ringly-dingly-do-ish.
Is it kind of...
pop-ish? No. It's, yeah, it's good. It's...
No, I mean, no, that...
Oh.
No, your version of...
Oh, it's not that good. It's good, but it's not like that. Yeah. Because they've been putting out stuff in between, which was fine. I'm a snob and a purist, and I just want my Crowded House, those first 2 records, and that's all I really want to hear. But when they put out new stuff, I listen, and most of it, to me, has been serviceable, but not that great for me to want to listen to over and over again. But this one, I listen to. It's in a rotation. Not with, you know, Pink Floyd and Prince, but it's up there. And Neil's, his kids are in this band. Liam and Elroy. What British people, Elroy? So it's jingly jangly, power pop-ish kind of thing. Power pop, it's alright. Coming in at number 3, I have Surrounded by Time by Tom Jones.
Oh, yes.
You remember this?
I remember the album, yeah.
Yeah. It was his 41st record, the first one that he ever recorded in Wales, and his 4th covers album. And songs were written by Bob Dylan, Michael Kiwanuka.
Oh, he does a Michael Kiwanuka song on that, huh?
Well, it's Kiwanuka and a couple other people, but he's the primary writer of the song, and you can obviously tell when you hear it. Tony Joe White, Bernice Johnson Reagan. Bernice Johnson Reagan, she just died earlier this year. Tashi Reagan is her daughter. She was in Sweet Honey in the Rock, Bernice. If you're in that vibe and field, you know who she is, and she's like top tier of like folky protest vibe, but black-centric, obviously. And Sweet Honey in the Rock. You know about Sweet Honey in the Rock? Mm-mm. So it's a collective of black women singing mostly a cappella. They'll do like Negro spirituals. They wrote a lot of originals that were Negro spiritual-ish, but up-tempo, folky stuff. A lot of hand clapping, foot stomping, very minimal instrumentation. They're fucking fantastic. Cat Stevens. He covered a Cat Stevens song. So this is Ethan Johns was the producer from Kings of Leon, and it's really good. He was 80 years old when he recorded this record.
Yeah,
2010.
Well, he did kind of go into this era where he was almost like he was trying to go where Johnny Cash went later on.
Yes,
where he's trying to do like the stripped down and real, old man on his last legs,
exactly, yeah,
albums. And
there's one song that speaks to that in particular about getting older, and I talked about this before. When I saw him on tour last year, he opened with this song about getting old, and everybody's crying their eyes out, and it was amazing. And Ethan Johns, so he worked with Kings of Leon, Crowded House, and Joe Cocker, and he first worked with him in 2009. And this album went #1, which made him the oldest man to get a #1 album in the UK, and went top 25 in 5 other countries. 80 years old. Not bad. So listen to that. If you love Tom Jones and you don't want to listen to Delilah for the 8 millionth time, get this record. It's good. Coming in at #2, I have Ho Tales. Heaux, Ho, as in hooker. Ho Tales. Ooh. And it's by Jasmine Sullivan, who I've talked about before. This is a combination of hip-hop, R&B. She sings a lot about feminism, sexuality, black feminism specifically, body shaming, a lot of issues that women in particular go through, but specifically black women because we don't meet the European beauty standard. And it has interludes that actually work this time because they remind me of what Lauryn Hill did on her first album, some talking, some little musical thingamajig, and it carries through the record and it propels it forward, which I like. So the big songs off of this I like are Lost One, Pick Up Your Feelings, and Girl Like Me. Very autobiographical stuff and really good. I don't remember who her band was, but it was fantastic. And coming in at #1, I have Stand For Myself by Yola. Y'all know who Yola is? Okay, so Yola is this British singer. She has got a insane powerhouse voice. Low register mostly, but she can get up high. And this is her second album, I think. And she sings primarily Americana kind of stuff, bluesy, roadhouse kind of deal. And it's just, her voice is like butter. She's amazing. So it's like country, soul, funk, rock, gospel, doo-wop, disco pop, all mixed together in this record. And she is a real force. Incredible singer. And she played some old black blues woman and some...
She played Sister Rosetta Tharpe in the Elvis movie.
In the Elvis movie, that's it. Thank you, yeah.
They're all doing Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
The same thing, yeah. It's super emotional, really great songs. She was a primary songwriter. Her first album was called Walk Through Fire. And I feel as though she's woefully underrated and a lot of people don't really know about her. And one of the nicest people ever. And if you want to get that vibe, get that record. It's really good. Yola. That's my #1.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
What?
All right.
Well,
I wonder
what?
if it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
All right. Here we go.
It only took me 5 seconds to see how much we could save with Plymouth Rock Home Insurance.
Done quickly!
That's a great rate.
It's happening!
Money in our pocket.
Feels good! Yeah, it does! You got Plymouth Rocks! Let's bring our heads, 'cause awesomeness just happened fast as lightning!
See how much you can save on home insurance in just 5 seconds online, and you'll be Plymouth Rocked.
Do it.
All right.
Oh, wait, but no, it's your list. Shit, it's gonna be 45 minutes.
Oh, shit, it's my list, huh? Oh, there you go. You guys are gonna pay. Here's where you pay. For what, I don't know, but you're gonna pay. All right. I have a full 10 album list,
Of course you fucking do.
and I have
20
one honorable mention.
Oh,
My one honorable mention is something that I was going to have on the main list, but I wanted to mention it, but I didn't feel like it was good enough for the main list. So even when I didn't have the 10 songs or albums completely listed, I still went as an honorable mention.
All right.
But David Crosby with For Free, which was his final album,
right.
and it's his voice never left him. On that last album, he still sounded just as good. You know, his songwriting was, the thing about his songwriting is that he kind of went a little Starbucks. White Starbucks.
White Starbucks, yeah.
Which is far worse. But there's some really good stuff on it. There's some stuff on it that's really Steely Dan-ish. And, which means Tommy's really out, but I love the Steely Dan.
Love the Dan. I am a Dan stan.
I am there for the first Dan record.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just the first one.
Talk.
Well, anyway. All right, so my number 10. We were discussing Friend Rock earlier.
Uh-huh.
This is not Friend Rock. I legitimately think this is a good record, and that's why it's on here. I would not, believe me, I would not list this record if I thought it was or bad or whatever. The Drew Blood with an album called My Own Apocalypse, My Own Little Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. It's, Drew Blood is a guy that we know, that we've played with numerous times, F-bomb different situations. He used to be my neighbor. He used to live just a few doors over from the world famous Mississippi Studios. He moved. He's a little further into the neighborhood now. But he's like the punk rock Billy Joel. You know what I mean? Like he worships Billy Joel. I mean, I'm not going to say he's as good as Billy Joel. I'm just saying, he doesn't write songs like Billy Joel, but he's a piano guy who's a piano-based singer-songwriter who worships Billy Joel, but has more of a ramshackle kind of punk vibe about him. You know what I mean? Yeah. His voice is a little shot. I think, just through him drooping and leading his life the way he leads it. Now his voice is really rough. But Matt, you know what? I think his lyrics are great. Like, his songs are... whenever I've seen him live playing his stuff, it really comes across. Like, I feel like he does a really good job of doing his shit. When he does his stuff...
It's great.
He's exactly the right guy to do that stuff. And I think the record's good. I think I already mentioned the lyrics. I think the songs are great. And this really... is a record that he made during this period when we all were sitting around in our rooms and we all were going through that 2020 thing. And this is kind of like Drew's world through that era. And if anybody who knows Drew knows that, like, oh shit, what was going on in Drew's world during that period? Well, it's all here on the album.
Yeah.
Anyway, so number 9. A band called the Aerovons that I've talked about.
Oh, right.
This is their first album was recorded in 1968, was released in 2003, and their second album, a little more,
2021,
came out in 2021.
Is Tom Schultz in this band? Like what?
Well, now the Aerovons were these kids from the Midwest somewhere or whatever who were really kind of Beatles worshipping kids, and this guy, Tom Hartman, was kind of the main guy. He was the singer-songwriter of the band. He wrote the songs, but he wrote these really great songs, and they went over to, like, his mom was really supportive of them and kind of sent them over to England, and they got signed to Parlophone. Recorded an album at Abbey Road while the Beatles were there recording the White Album.
Jesus.
So they were like hearing shit. They were hearing Beatles White Album tracks wafting from the studio, and being taken to the speakeasy, and they were hanging out with fucking Moody Blues and the Beatles and the Byrds, and yeah.
Can you imagine?
And they made this record, but the thing is that they were kids, and the band started to splinter right there on that very trip. And even though they finished the album got shelved because the label's like, okay, these guys aren't stable, one guitar player left because some shit with his girlfriend. It was just like this teenager shit that broke up the band. But initially Parlophone was like, oh, we have the next Beatles.
Damn.
And it just fizzled out and nothing became of it. And the record didn't get released. And then in 2003, one of those, vintage, like one of those oldies reissue labels put it out. And it's so good. It's derivative against they're teenagers. It's kind of like Silverchair with like the whole grunge thing. They're definitely, there's some stuff on here like you're going, oh yeah, I could tell they heard that song from the White Album. They stole it right there in the studio, But it really is damn good. Like the raw talent of the guys, the songwriter, and what they were doing was there. Like had the album come out and they continued as a band, they would have gotten really good.
Is this one of those situations where like the main guy was probably furious with the other guys for being idiots?
No, not necessarily. But basically the band became nothing, and the record comes out in 2003 and people start talking about them. Well, he starts then working on new material. Around 2008, I first heard of this online.
Good grief.
It took him till fucking 2021 to finally finish that shit and put it out. And that's what this is. This is him, over the last, I guess, nearly 20 years, 15, 20 years, making a new album.
Jeez.
And it's not bad. It's not that great. I don't love it. But it's much better than you would think it would be. Like, it's like, oh yeah, that is that guy. A little older, but like he can do it. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. I mean, it's just like, it's kind of like this weird thing where it's like a new record. It's kind of Paul Core power pop. It's kind of 60s. And yeah, I don't know.
It's Paul Core.
It's Paul Core. And these photos, like this is actually him in London on that very trip, and that's a photo he took on the street, it's just whatever. So yeah, the Eravons, I waited for years and years for the new Eravons album, and it's okay. It made my number 9 on the list. Okay. Number 8. Seth MacFarlane and Liz Gillies.
Yes!
With Songs from Home.
There you go.
Now, yeah. I ended up going and listening to that stuff.
See?
And, okay, a couple of episodes ago, well, on the 2020 episode, we discussed James Hunter. The James Hunter album, where he does this really, really authentic late 50s, early 60s stuff. Well, I listened to this. Yeah, this is on that level. It's a different sound, but like he captures that as exact as James Hunter captures what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, this I don't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like him with this woman Liz Gillies, and they're doing,
back and forth.
The back and forth thing, and the duet thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something stupid, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but but this is not Michael Bublé shit. Like this is like a legitimate time capsule, and I was really
It's good. He's
you were
good.
you were spot on with this. I was like and the thing about this kind of stuff too is that people who do this kind of stuff and do it well, when you hear the first song, the entire album's good, because a record like this doesn't like take a nosedive somewhere.
Right, yeah.
Like that like it's the whole thing's good.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. But number 7. Okay, well actually I do want to say this year I did finally get my list together, but this was the toughest list to make because 2020 happened, of course, and a lot of stuff came out that had been recorded in 2019, but things kind of fizzled out, and I feel like 2021 is actually the year that suffered from the pandemic.
Yeah.
Far fewer people were going into the studios. That's the year where the lack of people getting out and going into studios and doing things started to be felt. It was really tough for me to find records. I did find them, obviously, but yeah. I mean, even at the time, through the year, I was actually looking out for new stuff as that year happened. And my list was just, like, stagnant. It was, like, 2 or 3 things, like, that just sat there the whole time, But,
yeah.
But coming to number 7, Mickey Dolenz with Dolenz Sings Nesmith.
I remember this.
Dolenz Sings Nesmith. Now, Harry Nilsson put out an album in 1970 called Nilsson Sings Newman, where he's doing all Randy Newman covers. And Mickey Dolenz was tight friends with Harry Nilsson, and obviously tight friends with Mike Nesmith. And so he did Dolan Sings Nesmith, where he's doing all Nesmith songs, and the album cover is actually a takeoff on the cover from the Nilsson album.
Oh.
And now, I do wish I could hear a younger Dolan's do this stuff, because, you know, it's still not bad at all, and Mickey, really, his voice is good, but when I listen to it, I think, man, it's really pretty damn good. Dolan's young voice on this, oh man, it would be really great. But it's still much better than expected, and, you know, his voice is mostly the same, his range and his timbre seem hardly changed, but the thing is that I feel that the thing that's aged about his voice is his phrasing. He kind of phrases in that old band way.
Oh.
Like on one of the Nesmith songs, you know, Nesmith originally sang, "In a long and involved conversation with myself." Mickey goes, "In a long and involved conversation with myself."
Yeah.
The old man phrasing, you know. But even with that, he sounds great, and the stuff is produced by Nesmith's son, who made it sound great, and yeah, it's better than you would think. All right, so number 6, Los Retros, with another one of those EPs that he's, you know, throwing out there while he's working on his Chinese democracy. This one's called Looking Back, and it's called Looking Back because it's a EP collection, a small collection of like some of his earliest bedroom recordings, the stuff that he was like putting up on the internet that was getting him attention, that got him signed.
Remember that, putting up music on the internet to get people's attention?
What's that?
Yeah.
When people that's all you did was put shit up on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. There seems to be this thing where younger artists can like go to SoundCloud or whatever and just like upload shit, and like it starts to catch fire.
Yeah.
And I don't know really how that happens. Maybe people just go, okay, how old is this guy? Oh, he's only 19. Okay, cool. We'll give him a chance. I don't know if that's it, because it's always younger artists who make it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe they just know how to navigate that world. That's probably what it is. Anyway, number 5, Daniel Romano's Outfit is back with Cobra Poems.
Cobra
Poems. And I'm not going to go on about him. But yeah, a good record. My favorite album of his is coming up, but this one's pretty good. I like this one a little bit more than the last one I discussed. It's kind of like it's going up and up and up with these guys. My number 4. This is divisive. This one. This is divisive. ABBA with Voyage.
Like cilantro and mayonnaise that divides the world.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not one of my favorite ABBA records, but it's definitely not a bad ABBA record. There are people who think it's just outright bad. It's like, no, it's not. It's not, you know, I mean, it's not as good as their earlier stuff. I tell you what, the secret to this album, one of the problems with it is that it has too many slow songs, but the secret to this album is the lyrics. The first time I sat down and went, okay, I'm going to just read the lyrics along with this record, that's when I went, oh, that's where this record is. That's where this record exists. It's like, okay, all right, yeah. It's really, it's good. It's not great. This isn't one of my better years. I mean, I don't have a lot for me to like really just like, oh my god, about. You know, I already talked about how difficult it was to make this list. So this is one of the later lists for me that was tougher to put together. So ABBA, this album in a different year might not have made the list, but I still don't think it's a bad record. My number 3, Paul Stanley's Soul Station with Now and Again, or now and then, Now and Again, whenever.
Now and then.
That's what it's called, whenever. Now, like Tommy says, it's so much better than it has any right to be. Like, when I heard that he was doing this, I was like,
oh boy.
Oh, no. I'm thinking, that guy can't sing Happy Birthday. He's gonna go try to fucking sing 70s soul? Oh, come on. You know?
Yeah, he did it.
He absolutely does.
I was wrong.
Yep.
I mean, there's gotta be some hocus pocus involved.
Oh, yeah.
But it still works. You know,
if he's got to do one line at a time so that he's at full strength because his voice is beat up, fine. I don't care.
Well, and I will say the same thing about this that I said about the Mickey Dolenz record. Boy, I wish he'd made this album,
when
say,
he was
in
young.
1983.
Woo!
You know,
Man.
yeah, could you
Killer.
imagine?
Well,
Oh shit!
clear up to the early 90s, his range was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just listen to some of the shit he hits on those those
Those 80s
latter
albums,
era. Yeah, I mean, damn.
But the thing about like Tommy was saying, there's maybe about 4 originals on it, and they're really great. I think those are
5.
the best tracks on the album because the covers are just faithful rendition. It's pretty much him just doing the original versions.
Yeah.
But they sound great,
Fine with
and
it.
it works. But I guess in a way though, I still love it because I'm just cheering because he fucking did it because he totally pulled it off. I was just like, this is going to be a train wreck. It's so not a train wreck.
It's so not a train wreck. And you know that he is the one funding the entire thing, paying the band, paying
Absolutely.
the studio bills, all coming out of his pocket with no hope of recouping anything. It is just purely for the love of it.
Yeah, and you know, I hope he does another one with purely original material.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I am
That'd be
here
great.
for that. I am here
Do
for that
it.
fully.
Do it.
Do it. All right, my number 2. Yola with Stand for Myself. Oh yeah.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That is her second album.
Get on it. Get on it.
Yeah, British R&B singer-songwriter, played Sister Rosetta Tharpe in the recent Elvis movie. Yeah, her second album. There are a couple of songs. Okay, my one issue with this album is there are 2 songs on it I don't like, and they're in the front half. So it just needs to be resequenced. But man, there's a lot of really great shit on this record. The opening track on that, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't have the titles written down, but there's a song here that I particularly.
And when you hear her voice, you're not going to believe that she's British.
No, and it's kind of retro soul, but it's also kind of timeless soul.
Yeah.
And some of her songs are a little country-ish, a little, as you say, Americana-ish. Starlight, that's the song.
Starlight.
I'm in the starlight. Like, I'm like, that didn't come out as a single? I forget
Yeah.
what song. One of the songs that I don't think is that great came out as a single. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Starlight and the opening track, those are the singles.
Do it.
Oh, you want? Oh, okay, we're gonna play it. Okay.
Yes.
I love the cover. The cover looks like a disco album.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
awesome. And
Yeah.
her natural speak, she's almost like Cockney British.
Oh, wow.
Even kind of not really. It's like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I met her, I was like, what are you saying? And I'm pretty good with British accents, but yeah, she's awesome.
Oh, damn. Well, that was my number 2. So my number 1. An Evening with Silk Sonic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right. You know, Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak.
Yep.
You know, just fucking brain it. Like, just like
Killing
going.
it.
Just try that. Just
Yep.
try it. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
So great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to really go on about that. You've heard it. Well, actually, I will talk a little about this. Okay. I think I probably heard about them when everybody else did, when they dropped,
Leave the door open.
yeah, when that dropped, and I saw that and I heard that and was like, holy mother of fuck. And I'm like, okay, album, where's the album? Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, okay, all right. Well, the album, it's just an early single. Okay, whatever, the album will be out. Nothing. They played. Oh, they're playing this awards. Okay,
They're
all right,
Grammys,
nothing.
yeah.
All right, now they're playing this awards. Okay, nothing. Follow them on Instagram. Okay. Months went by and no fucking album. Honestly, I got sick of them and practically lost interest by the time the record came out. When it came out, I didn't buy it. I kind of maybe listened to a couple tracks. They practically lost me. They took so fucking long to put the damn record out. But then later on, after I was through being butthurt about
Mad.
that, I went and listened to it. I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Good. That's a good.
yeah,
list.
so that's my list.
Like that,
I
Liv.
like that.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Okay.
Everybody sipping on rum punch and my ties, pina coladas, poolside. I'm talking about dancing all night and day. A party ain't a party without celebrate.
Hey, Kevin, do you want some lasagna?
Basically like a barrel.
I made lasagna.
What?
I made lasagna.
Who's Tanya?
What?
What?
Kevin, do you want some lasagna?
You stepped in what?
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 What? What?
I made lasagna.
Tomorrow is mañana.
What?
All right.
We're back.
I have an idea of something great. How about we hate?
Let's hate.
2021.
Yeah, that can be done.
It can be done.
Maybe.
All right. I think Tommy does it first.
So,
Whoever does it first does it most.
and I mean it. You know, I was like, you know, going through all the releases that came out in 2021 and trying to find, like, you know, sometimes you do this and you'll have a year where something just absolutely beyond egregious jumps out and you're like, well, that's clearly my worst of, just for nothing else, you know, for no other reason than the entertainment of it all. This was one of those years where I didn't really see anything that hit me like that, but what I did see was one release after another that would be described as something, 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 and trap. Like, just trap with any other combination of genres. Trap and electronica. Trap
and
and
Western
southern
trap.
crunk. Or trap and...
Southern crunk.
Trap and fucking death folk. You know, it's just like, it was just trap,
Henry
trap,
Mancini and trap.
Exactly. Trap and corral. I mean, it was just this nonstop trap.
Trap and corral.
And it was just like, this is not a new thing. Trap has been plaguing us musically for a while
Way
now.
too long.
But finally, this was the point where I just basically broke. And I just, instead of picking a specific one of these releases, I literally wrote, for worst of the year, the 800 or so trap albums that came out this year. At this point, anything with any association with trap.
Yeah, I mean...
So I couldn't even pick just one. Like, how do I even start? Which Lil do I pick?
Which Lil?
You know, which Lil's trap album?
Yeah.
There's probably a Lil Trap that put out a record this year.
You know it.
Lil Trappy
Lil
or some
Trap.
shit.
Little crappy trappy.
Little trappy crap.
So that's my worst of, just a whole lot of shit.
All right.
All right. So I got psychedelic porn crumpets. That's a
The
real
name
band.
alone gets 2 snaps down.
Yeah. King Gizzard again.
Oh, for good lord.
Migos.
Oh, yeah, Migos.
Dennis DeYoung. 26 East, Volume 2.
Yeah. I didn't listen to it.
Yeah. Thurston Moore. Death by Unga Bunga. Bonnie Prince Billy and Matt Sweeney. They did an album called Super Wolves.
Hold on. Death by Unga Bunga?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no Bugs Bunny cartoon have anything to do with it.
Okay.
The Dropkick Murphys, Gucci Mane again. So Green Jelly. Are you familiar with them?
Oh, yeah, I think I know a guy who was in that band.
No. I'm not saying shit. Because last time I ranted about Green Jelly, at the end of that, you were like, oh, by the way, our good friend played drums in that band and he watches the show. Say hi to him, Tommy. And I felt like a big old douche for the rest of that fucking weekend.
Well, you know what? I'm going to
The
cut
hell
in
with
here.
both of you.
I'm going to cut in.
I felt so terrible for that.
Don't even worry about it. Jim, believe me. Last time I talked to him, he's asking me about next time I'm going to LA. He's like, when's Tommy coming to LA? Like he likes you. Like he doesn't. He's not. You know.
He digs you.
I would feel so bad.
Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. He gets it. Yeah. So they put out an album called Garage Band Kids, and by they I mean Bill Manspeaker, because he founded the band and he's the only one left in the band, basically.
Well, Jim's been gone for ages, right? From that.
Oh yeah.
Long time. He was in it. My friend Bernie Peaks was in it. Gary Helsinger was in it. Everybody. I was the only person at Tower who was not in that band, basically. And so the other two original dudes were Maynard James Keenan and Danny Karen, who formed Tool. They were in Green
Seriously?
They were in that, yeah.
They were from Tower. So serial killers, Little Pig, let me in. Not by the hairs of my chin. Right.
Yeah.
So that one. But the worst, the absolute worst.
Oh, wait, was that when this came out?
No. That came out in the 90s.
Not serial killers. They put out Garbage Band Kids. That's what.
Okay, I think I lost what we were actually specifically discussing.
No, I was just letting people know who they were. Yeah, Garbage.
But they had
Band
an album
Kids.
this year then.
Yeah, Garbage Band Kids. So it was the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Iggy Azalea. But the worst of this year is DJ Khaled's album called Khaled.
DJ Khaled!
DJ Khaled. Blah, 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 blah. So he's this guy who calls himself a DJ. I've yet to see any video of him actually DJing. He's a producer of some sort, but it's just his music. And basically, he's like the world's worst hype man. Because he just screams his own name all the time, and it's badly echoed and compressed and all weirded out. And somehow he became famous. I think that he's from Money, personally. His background, his ethnicity, I think he's Arabic or something. I'm not certain. But this motherfucker, there's a video of him on YouTube. You can see this, where he was going to an event. I'm not even sure if he was DJing there. I don't know if it was Jay-Z or somebody was putting on something and he went. So his, Cadillac Escalade pulls up and the door opens. DJ Khaled. And so he moves to the seat to the edge of the door. And everybody's like, hey, come on, motherfucker, let's go, blah, blah. And he just sat there. He didn't get out of the car. You know why he didn't get out of the car? Because two huge security guys who were like football linebackers came and picked his fat ass up and carried him into the venue. Why? Because he couldn't crease his sneakers. That's DJ Khaled.
Don't wear them.
I'm not making this up. I just saw a video the other day of a black guy proposing to his girlfriend. He got down on one knee, but before he got down on one knee, he took off his sneaker because he didn't want to crease it. Yeah. Like that's DJ Khaled. And if you dare listen to any record with his name on it, you're just going to hear some lame ass beat that he ripped off from somebody, and it's like, yeah, you gotta like put your mind to it, you gotta like think positive, because if you want things, you gotta go for it, my homie, yeah, my nigga, yeah, DJ Khaled.
Wait, there's plenty of DJ Khaled's. Yeah, he just keeps saying that over and over again.
So he is the lowest.
Oh, Paul, I assure you are not a fan.
It's not Paul Core.
I assure you.
So he's the.
It doesn't sound terribly like Paul Core.
This is what you use to poison the lawn at Paul Core Mansion. Okay, it kills the grass immediately.
Poison the lawn.
Yes.
Just put speakers out there.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Terrible.
And that's your worst of?
That's my worst, DJ.
Okay.
Khaled.
Well, I've never heard it, and I'm going to co-sign. All right.
It is terrible.
Yeah, I could have confidently co-signed for you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even need to ask.
So bad.
All right. Let's see if I can get this set up here. All right. All right. Iggy Azalea. Anything but
Iggy Azalea.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I've mentioned her yet, but I figured it was high time that she,
I've brought her up before.
Yeah, that she got to the hate party. Well, now, I discovered her via a Google search for Iggy Pop.
Oh, really?
Yes, I didn't know she existed, and I was going on to Google, and I don't know why I was Googling Iggy Pop, but I typed simply the word Iggy, because there was a time when that's all you had to do to get Iggy Pop to come up. I typed in Iggy, and the first thing that popped up, the top of the list, was Iggy Azalea, and I went, oh, no. Yeah. What the fuck is this? And then I found out what it was.
Yeah. Terrible. Right.
Nonsense.
Terrible. Garbage.
Next up, Elton John with the Lockdown Sessions. Oh man. So, this was Elton's Lockdown album. Everybody had a Lockdown album. Well, Elton made his, and it's like collabs, man. Collabs with mostly contemporary artists. There's some there's like Stevie Wonder and Stevie Nicks and Eddie Vedder in there.
I love how Stevie Wonder, Stevie Nicks, Eddie Vedder. Those old people.
So, but before I get into what I was about to say, I do have to ask this though. Okay, we have Stevie Wonder, Stevie Nicks, we have Eddie Vedder. How the fuck was this record conceived, recorded, released? No Dave Grohl? Really, people? Aren't there laws against this? Couldn't you get arrested for not having Dave Grohl on this? The fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, so...
Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave.
But anyway, yeah, it's these sort of, pasted together collabs again with these, like Dua Lipa is on here, Britney Spears, Lil Nas, Surfaces, Young Thug, Brandy Carlisle's on it. But it's just fucking terrible. It's basically what it's down to is it's music that's not for me. It's extremely modern pop, just pitch corrected to oblivion, and this, and, you know what I mean? It's just basically all computer and like about that much human.
Yeah.
And they do a cover. There's one of the tracks on here is a cover of Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters" with Miley Cyrus. Who sings most of it, I believe.
Yep.
Yo-Yo Ma, Chad Smith, and Robert Trujillo, who's in Metallica, but came in after that song. But he's the only member of Metallica that's actually involved.
Well, he was in Suicidal Tendencies when they were putting out the Black Album.
Was that?
When Metallica put out the Black Album,
he was still in Suicidal Tendencies.
He was the bassist in Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, none of that matters. Again.
Nothing else
See what I did there?
matters.
All right. But
You're not selling me on this record.
No, yeah, well, guess what? Am I selling you on how shitty it is?
You're not
because that's
selling
the name of
me
the
on
game here.
Does Miley Cyrus sound like she just smoked 6 packs of fucking unfiltered Camels?
You take a guess.
Yeah. But my worst of the year is probably the most obvious pick and almost kind of beating a dead horse at this point. But I mean, I'm lying if I said this wasn't the worst of the year.
DJ Khaled.
Corey Feldman with Love Theft 2, Arm Me With Love. I don't really need to talk about it. We've talked, you know.
I don't even understand it. I don't understand the Corey Feldman thing. I am so baffled by it.
Yeah.
I cannot decide what the hell it is.
Yeah. It's, well, terrible.
Well, we know it's terrible. Objectively, it's terrible, but we cannot figure out, and I have not had a convincing enough argument one way or the other, if he is trolling everyone or if he is absolutely not in on the joke. I cannot decide.
But that's the thing. He definitely. I mean, is he that sharp to where he could troll on this level?
I don't think so.
There's an argument to be made for both.
So.
And a convincing argument to be made for both. And you could argue that there's no way he could have gotten this far into it without somebody somewhere taking him and shaking that motherfucker and said, "Look, this is reality."
No, I disagree. I think it's really easy for him to get to this point because, as we've seen very painfully over the decades, he obviously does not have any family member or somebody close to him who really cares about him.
No, he's got nobody in his court. We know that.
So it's not a leap for him to be this delusional because he doesn't have anybody correcting him.
But with him this far removed from actual fame, decades removed.
But he's still famous because we're sitting here talking about him.
Yes, he's famous, but he's not famous in that he's going to be surrounded by yes men. At least he shouldn't be at this point.
But I think he is because I think there are certain people.
Yeah.
Like he has younger people who are much younger than him who probably look up to him.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And he's giving these girls jobs as playing angels in that band. What would those guys be doing?
So creepy and bizarre.
Yeah.
That whole thing is just.
So it's like he does have yes people, just not whoop-de-doo executive yes.
I mean,
people.
we've kind of gone over this stuff before when we talked about the other album, but yesterday Crystal sent it was one of you guys sent on our we have a text thread sent a clip of the big guitar solo that's going around right now, and we watched that when we were discussing it. And I said this in our thread, but one of the things that really struck me about this, other than the craziness of Corey Feldman, if you look in the background, the drummer's back there, and he's totally unfazed. He's not like, oh fuck, what's he doing now? He's just like, oh yeah, we're between songs, unfazed. I'm going, wow. Mm-hmm. What does that guy see on a day-to-day basis?
Well, did you say that dude's seen some shit?
What? Yeah, I said, yeah, this is a guy who has seen some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking his day-to-day life is spent with Corey Feldman. So what does he see on the day-to-day to where what we're watching right now isn't even getting his attention? You know.
All he's thinking is, I'm getting paid.
He's getting paid, yeah.
I'm getting paid. That's all
Wow.
that matters. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like Corey Feldman is a little bit of a disappointing number one, but it's just like, well, but the Elton John album isn't worse than that. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So.
Woo-wee.
Indeed.
And is that, was I last?
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
was last.
You laughed.
You were last.
I was last. Okay, well, all right. Let's get to commercial.
Hello, this is Vanilla. Vanilla Ice.
Ice, ice, baby.
This is a cold call.
I'm Biggie.
Stop. Collaborate.
And listen,
All right, I'm listening.
we're on a mission to get everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide.
Tide treats better in cold than the bargain brand in hot.
It saves you $100 a year on your energy bill.
If hot's a problem, yo, I'll solve it.
Word to your mother.
Word to your mother.
You know his mother?
This was a cold call.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for going through 2021 with us. We all were in a big hurry to relive it, right?
Oh, yeah,
2021,
you know
a great
it.
year.
Best.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Boy, how.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. And if you have subscribed, we are most grateful. But if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. If you do, click the little bell because of notifications. Comment, like, and all that kind of shit.
Tell your friends, give us your lists. Your list.
And your listless.
And I love how people are slurring it in the comments.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Thank you. I feel so
That's how we
proud.
know you're actually watching.
We
Yes.
feel seen.
We feel so-
But, yeah. What are we doing next week? Oh, next week we are going to be ranking the Van Halen album. Yeah, that's what we're doing next
Yes.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to be able to talk about some music we have some passion for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some that we don't. But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, all right. We will see you guys next week. Ranking the Van Halen albums. Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like something I would do is go first.
Well, the new
Brings it
rule is
back
that
to me.
he who is most enthusiastic goes first, and that would be Tommy.
That would be Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, they call me Captain 2021.
I thought never mind.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a lie, but we'll just overlook that.
It's lies. It's all lies.
Some people called him the Space Cowboy. Yeah.
They never called him the Space
now
Cowboy.
he's Captain 2021.
Oh yes, it is written officially on the
Some
documents that
people
Tommy has
called him
meant.
Stories.
Or the Chic. Or
The pompous of love.
I love
Okay.
music.
Alrighty then.
We need to do a reel of just that, of just us singing. People love that.
I love music.
Any kind of music.
Yeah.
As long as it's swinging. Just as long as it's... Oh, sorry. All right, we're ready. Ready.
I have some editing to do. I think later
Oh wait,
on.
no, we have
cut some
AC
fucking
going.
shit out.
AC.
20.
AC.
Oh, well,
yes.
Sorry.
Because otherwise the AC would try to stop the music, and there's no. You can't stop the music.
Nobody.
Nobody can stop.
Nobody can stop that. Not even.
The Ruiner.
Bum bum bum. Dramatic reverb. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say Bruce Jenner, but you know.
Oh,
if
that too. Yeah, he.
You
would
saw
ruin
that
it.
movie?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Did
I
you see that movie?
Oh
see
yes,
that?
I've
Yeah.
seen
You
that
know what I'm
movie.
talking about,
Yeah.
then.
Eee.
That's
Okay.
something else.
We're ready.
There's some very short shorts in that film.
Super short.
As it should be.
Well, yeah, so they weren't necessarily on the ladies.
It was a different time and place, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
Well, I know this. I was around. I had some questionable length shorts myself back
Paul
in the late
wore
70s.
short
you know,
shorts.
'cause
We
I was
all
a kid.
did.
What do I know?
We all did.
I wore short shorts.
Dolphin shorts.
I'll still wear short shorts. What?
You got good gams.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
All right!